Campbell. Oh wait, he's moving. Hold on.
There he is.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some better light, man. I look better with better light.
This is your mom's house that you're in right now?
Yeah, this is the house I grew up in. The house that
Wow.
built me. The house that built me.
Well, give us a tour, man. Like, where are you sitting? What memories do you have in this room right here?
So this is the dining room. But when I lived here, this is actually was just it. When I first, well, it changed a lot. This used to be the back window, and then my stepdaddy added a porch, and then over the years he covered it, and then it went from being covered to a full blown enclosed room, and he had his chair over here in this corner, and so yeah.
Nice.
And how many of those great Craig Campbell songs have been written in that room?
Well, honestly, I didn't write any songs until I moved to Nashville. I grew up somehow or another being convinced that you were either a songwriter or you weren't. And for some reason I just felt like I wasn't a songwriter until I talked to Luke Bryan one night, and he was like, "Dude, you need to be writing songs." And I'm like, "Really?" He said, "No, yeah." He said, "You have a story to tell, and nobody can tell it better than you." So yeah, I mean, a lot of ideas came from down here, came from this house, but they weren't written until I got to Nashville.
That's fun, man. This is great. This is fun. It gives us an extra little bit of nostalgia to talk to you and that. And the fly swatter, extra classy, like that.
Hey, it's two of them. Sure. When you down here in South Georgia, you double fisting that thing.
It's like drumsticks, man. I love it.
Yeah, you got to be ambidextrous. You got to be able to kill flies with your left hand too.
Oh, it's so funny, buddy. We're so happy to see you. It's been a while. You have been, like Jake and I were just talking about, like, what's been Craig Campbell doing lately? And you are nonstop on social media, TikTok, Instagram. Are you doing that all yourself, or are your kids helping you?
Well, I tell you what, we a lot of the ideas come from me, but I have me, my manager Maddie, and then a couple of buddies of mine that help me capture the content, and then they'll help edit, or they edit the videos, and then they send them back to us for to post at will. So I mean, a lot of the ideas are mine, and but definitely couldn't do it without the team that I have, just because, when you're capturing video and you're editing, that's a lot of time, and that's just time that I don't have, between having a restaurant and having a touring schedule, and then also having daughters that are in volleyball and basketball, and it's a lot. So it's good to have those guys.
Well, speaking of your family, we just saw your announcement today that the Campbell family Christmas song is coming out, a few days from now,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it comes out Black Friday, man. We're excited about it. We always put out a Christmas song every year. This year we're putting out my daughter, she's like, "Daddy, can I put out a song by myself?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So she's putting out a song, and then I got one that I wrote a bunch of years ago with Radney Foster and Jay Clementi that I've been sitting on it. And one of the reasons I've been sitting on it for so long is just because it's a sad song, and not many people want to associate Christmas with sadness, but I just felt like it was time to put it out.
I think it's right. I think you're right, and here's why: because Megan Maroney has a song coming out that's also a sad Christmas song. You can't be fooled, because it's like the name of it is like Christmas Morning, but it's Megan Maroney. It's going to be like it's going to be an emo Christmas song.
Right.
So it's striking while the iron is hot.
Right. No, and it's a relatable song. I think, when I growing up, my mom and my dad divorced when I was a kid or baby. So from the time they divorced, and obviously till my dad passed away when I was 11, we were doing Christmas. I was doing 2 Christmases, one at his house, one at her here. And so that's kind of the idea of that song. But then it's more of a domestic song, as far as a husband asking his wife to come home for Christmas. And it's just, it's sad, but I think we wrote a good song.
Hey, country music, man. It has to be sad sometimes, dude.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, and you definitely know how to write sad songs, as we know still, because St. Jude Loves You. They're still using your song. It's one of the most popular songs every year at the St. Jude Radiothons. Yeah,
when they called and asked could they have a license to put a story behind Outskirts of Heaven, I was like, sure. And then one day I had a guy call, one of my radio guys, "Man, have you heard the Outskirts version of for the St. Jude Radiothon? I was like, no, and he sent it to me, and I'm like, holy crap. Um, that that song
Bringing in tears.
it pairs up. It pairs up well, and they said that song really does do a good job as far as like pulling at the heartstrings and gets people to pull out their wallets, and so I guess that's what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. We love, in fact, I was just putting stuff together for our radiothon that's coming, and I saw it and I'm like, yes, thank God. Cause it's one of my favorite songs of all time. But when you add the story behind it, you're right. It's a true meaning of hope and giving something back to the kids.
Yeah, for sure. I can't listen to it. I mean, that's how powerful it is. It's like, it's very powerful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
we're going through it right now. We're getting ready for St. Jude and all that is happening, and we're raising money for the kids, which is always a great cause, and it's one of our favorite days of the year. But some of those stories, man, they impact you, and when paired up with music like that, they make you want to become that partner in hope.
That's it. That's
For
it.
sure. Yep.
I'm a little worried about your daughter putting out her own song, because this is my concern. I don't want you to get Thomas Redded.
I do.
Okay.
I do. I wanna. She's my retirement plan. I'm like, let's get this train to leave the station already. We've been waiting too long, but she's super talented, and I'm crazy excited about what she wants to do. And I think she wants to chase it down, and so we'll see where it goes.
There's no concern about, because these days when you talk about Red Akins, you have to explain who that is. Someday, like if Presley Campbell's going to be a big name, and we're going to be like, she's Craig Campbell's kid. Who? Well,
Yeah.
He wrote a
No.
bunch of songs. Well,
I'll tell you what. You can ask him, but I'm here to. I'm gonna guess that Red Akins doesn't mind at all. That he nobody knows who he is, and the best description you don't know who Red Akins is? Thomas Rhett's dad. He don't mind that at all.
no, not at all. He's a proud daddy too. Let me tell you that for sure.
For sure.
That's for sure. Well, speaking of proud dads, is your daughter touring with you? I mean, if she just want to be a singer songwriter only?
She does. She gets up and sings with me occasionally when she's out on the road. But we do have plans this coming year. She'll be between being a junior and a senior. So she's already talked about coming out and not only performing with me, but also like just doing some work and maybe doing some selling merch and just getting a feel for what the road is like. And so yeah, we're looking forward to Presley coming out with me this summer.
Okay.
Is she getting a chance to tour on weekends with you? Because the reason I ask is we know you're coming to Portland on the 6th of December, and we're all excited because you're going to be at Jubitz. And if it's an opportunity to fly with you and perform with you, that's even better. So she gets showcased to see what it's like with Dad.
Well, she won't be at that particular show just because her social calendar is like way busier than I've ever could have imagined me being 16 years old. But she's got some. Matter of fact, the main reason I take that, I said that as a joke, but she actually has her own show on the 7th. So there's in Nashville. So she but all at the same time, she will have something to do for that Friday night. But then she has a show that Saturday, so she won't be able to make it.
It's kind of nice to have a daughter who is getting a taste of it. I imagine as a dad, because you spend, and this is the artist curse, like you spend so much time out on the road away from your family and stuff, and to have one of your kids kind of understand it from that perspective, I bet helps as a dad.
Yeah, I mean, she's occasionally she'll say, I don't know that I want to work as hard as you, Daddy, like you, because she knows. I mean, it does take. It's a lot of travel, a lot of things that aren't the behind the curtains that people don't know about. The things that it takes to get that to keep the machine running. But she loves it so much, and it does it. I prayed a long time ago. I was like, man, good Lord, I said, if you bless me with kids, first and foremost, hopefully that it's your will that they're healthy, and just all 10 fingers and 10 toes, kind of thing. But if they want to get into music, please either let them be really good or really bad. Like I don't want no I can't handle the in between. But so I've been blessed. She's really good. So we'll see how it goes.
That's awesome. Well, we're looking forward to you coming to town. And again, it's at Jubitz, December 6th. Tickets are on sale. You better get them, because knowing you're coming to town, we're going to put this on socials. It's probably going to sell out pretty quick, and I'm excited to see you coming back because you've been working hard. You've always been one of my favorite writers and definitely one of my favorite artists because you're such a great guy. You're just so down to earth.
Right on. Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to it. It's been a long time since we've been up that way, the Pacific Northwest, and it's just we're pretty fired up. But I know a couple of my guys, my drummer, I don't think he's been that far west yet, so he's pretty pumped about it. He's from Australia, so we're gonna bring it. We're gonna bring all the bells and whistles. We're gonna bring the thunder and the lightning, and it's gonna be a great show.